Friends, I want to talk to you today. I want to talk about today about a Facebook page that I have, and it's very important. This is a very important what we do from this Facebook page. This is what it's all about. This Facebook page is called Education of the Torah. I'm the administrator of this page, Gary L. Stevens. My name is Gary Lee Stevens, and I'm an administrator to this page, but it's my page, the administrator, the name, under the name Gary L. Stevens. The L stands for Lee. And I'm the administrator of Education of the Torah. Friends, there's another group. There's a group page on Facebook. I want whoever out there wants to be a part of teaching the Torah, educating people about the Torah. This is my group page. Gary N. L. Saru, Teaching of the Torah. That's my group page. We have 34 to 37 members at this moment. On the Education of the Torah, we have 17 members. We want you out there in YouTube land, won't you become part of our family? Because it's important to learn about the Torah and the mitzvahs of Yud-Heh-Wah-Heh. We're going to do that in just a few moments. We're going to learn some things about Yud-Heh-Wah-Heh and his mitzvahs. We're going to learn what it means to obey Yud-Heh-Wah-Heh, friends. Okay? I want you to get a very good understanding. Friends, I want to share with you today a message from the Torah. A message from the Torah. I want you to turn with me to Bereshit chapter 48, verse 1. Let me give you a background on what's going on here. Yaakov went down to Egypt to live. Yaakov went down to Egypt to live. That's part of the background. Oh, sir. I want you to look at that very close. Yaakov went down to Egypt to live. To live. Yaakov lived in Egypt "17 years. Yaakov lived in Egypt 17 years. 17 years. Look at that again. Yaakov was 147 years old. He was 147 years old. He lived 17 years. He was 130 years old when he arrived in Egypt. He lived 17 years in Egypt. I want you to look at that very close. I'll give you the background. Joseph, at the time, Joseph was already in Egypt. He was already in Egypt. Joseph was already in Egypt when Jacob went to live in Egypt. Remember why Jacob went to live in Egypt. He went to live in Egypt because there was a famine so severe on the land. There was a famine Jacob went to live in Egypt because there was a famine, a very severe famine. Jacob went to live in Egypt because there was a Jacob went down to live in Egypt because there was a famine in the land. Because there was a famine in the land. Why am I want you to get an idea what it was like. What it was like for Jacob to have to get up and go from the land of Canaan, where Yah had given to him, and to go from the land to Egypt to live because there was a famine in the land, friends. You know, thing is, you know, when you have to do, when Yudhewah tells you to go somewhere, you have to do it. Yudhewah, before he went to Egypt, he prayed. Yaakov prayed. And Yah promised Yaakov that he would bring him back again to Canaan. And I want to read to you in Bereshit chapter 48. Go with me, Bereshit chapter 48. Chapter 48. 1, Bereshit in Hebrews, Genesis. 1 through 7. A while later, someone told Joseph that his father was ill. He took with him his 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. Yaakov was told, "Here comes your son Joseph." Israel gathered his strength said to Joseph, El Shaddai appeared to me at Luz, at the land of Canaan, and blessed me, saying to me, I will make you fruitful and numerous. I will make of you a group of peoples, and I will give this land to your descendants to possess forever. Now your two sons who were born to you in the land of Egypt before I came to you in Mitzrayim, Hebrews, in Egypt, are mine. Ephraim and Manasseh will be as much mine as Reuben and Shimon. The children born to you after them will be yours. But for purposes of inheritance, they are to be counted with their older brothers. So you see, y'all promised. This is what y'all promised Yaakov. Yaakov said to Joseph, El Shaddai appeared to me at Luz, in the land of Canaan, and blessed me, saying to me, I will make you fruitful and numerous. I will make of you a group of peoples, and I will give this land to your descendants to possess forever. So friends, there you go. Y'all promised, Yud-Heh-Wah-Heh promised Yaakov, I will give this land to you. I will give this land to you, and I will bring you back out of Mitzrayim. I will bring you back out of Mitzrayim. There you have it. Y'all promised Yaakov. I want to read you a few more verses of Bereshit chapter 48, verse 7. Excuse me, 2:8. Now, as for me, when I came to Padan, Rachel died suddenly. Excuse me. As we were traveling through the land at Canaan, land of Canaan, while we were still some distance from Ephrat, so I buried her there on the way to Ephrat, also known as Beth-Lehem. So friends, I wanted to share with you some of Bereshit chapter 48, 1 through 8. There you go. He promised Israel that he will bring him back, and he make him a group of people, friends. A group of peoples. And that's what he promised, and that's what he is going to do. Friends, let me tell you something. Yud-Heh-Wah-Heh always keeps his promises. He always does what he says he's going to do. Let me tell you something. When he tells you to obey his mitzvahs, and when you obey his mitzvahs, then he will bless you. He will bless you when you obey Yud-Hey-Wah-Hey's mitzvahs. Because let me tell you something, friends. Yud-Hey-Wah-Hey always does and always says what he does. If he promises you something, if he makes a covenant with you through the Torah, that is a promise to you. You can know that it is going to happen. If you obey Yud-Hey-Wah-Hey and his mitzvahs, you will get the blessings of Deuteronomy chapter 28. Chapter 28. Read that in your spare time. If you do not obey or hearken unto Yud-Hey-Wah-Hey's teaching and instructions, you will get the curses of Deuteronomy chapter 28. You can know for sure that everything Yud-Hey-Wah-Hey tells you to do, he will do. Whether it's blessings or cursings. If you do what Yud-Hey-Wah-Hey tells you to do, you'll be blessed. And you won't get the curses. If you don't do what Yud-Hey-Wah-Hey tells you to do, you will get the curses and you won't get the blessings. This applies to all of Yud-Hey-Wah-Hey's children. All of Yud-Hey-Wah-Hey's children. Not just one, all. There are those out there teaching and preaching that the Torah is done away with. They are absolutely liars. The Torah is not done away with. It is not done away with. Do not listen to them when they tell you that the Torah is not done away with, friends. The Torah is the word of Yud-Hey-Wah-Hey. The Torah is the gospel of Yeshua HaMashiach, the Messiah. Because when Yeshua came on this earth, there was not Matthew to Revelation. That was written after Yeshua went back to heaven. That was written after he had risen from the dead and went back to heaven. So friends, he could not have ever been preaching Matthew to Revelation because they was written after Yeshua went back to the Father. Went back to heaven. He accomplished what he was set out to do on this earth. Yeshua the Messiah. Yeshua is the Messiah. He's also the prophet of Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15 through 19. Read it in your spare time. And let me tell you something. When he accomplished what Yah showed him to do through the Torah, he accomplished it and he went back to heaven. He did not preach Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They was not even written until after the Messiah went back to the Father. Let me tell you something, friends. You better know the truth. Then some people, you hear some people, oh, it's completed. He completed it, and it's done away with. We don't have to do anything that's written in the Torah. Well, let me tell you something, friends. You're going to be judged by your statements. In the witnesses, Matthew, it says you will be judged out of every idle word that you will speak. You will be judged by every word that you speak, whether you'll be condemned if you are saying wrongly, and you will be justified if you're saying rightly. And I'm here to tell you, in Matthew chapter 5, verse 17, Yeshua says the Torah is not done away with. It's not done away with. And let me tell you something. What is the renewed covenant? The Torah. Because he said, I will write, this is in Hebrews chapter 8, verse 10 through 11. Just read Hebrews chapter 8, verse 8 through 11. It says in there that he will write the Torah on your hearts and on your minds. That's the renewed covenant, friends. The Torah is the renewed covenant because he said he will write his Torah on your hearts and your minds. If he was through with the Torah, he wouldn't have said in Hebrews chapter 8, verse 8 through 11, that he will write the Torah on your hearts and your minds. I will read it to you so you can So you not make a mistake and think the Torah is done away with. Go with me to Hebrews chapter 8. I will read 10 through 11. 10 through 11. Well, this is the covenant which I will make with the house of Israel after those days, says Yahweh. I will put my Torah in their minds, excuse me, and write it on their hearts. I will be their Yahweh, and they shall be my people. Where did he say he was going to write it? He said he was going to put the Torah. He's going to put my Torah. That's what Yahweh said. I will put my Torah in their minds and write it on their hearts. If you've following Yeshua the Messiah, then you are following Torah. For Yeshua did not come to do away with the law, but to complete it. Is it completed yet? Absolutely not. It is not completed yet. You don't see Yeshua reigning up on this earth just yet, do you? If it was completed, Yeshua would be up on this earth, reigning and ruling forever, just as the Torah says he would do. I don't see in Jerusalem just yet Yeshua sitting on the throne and reigning out of Jerusalem just yet. I don't see it. So the Torah cannot be completed yet. For if the Torah was completed, you'd see Yeshua on this earth and reigning in Jerusalem. In Jerusalem, sitting in the temple, reigning and ruling forever. That's when you know the Torah is complete. When you see him sitting on the throne, just as the word of Yah says, which is in the Torah, you would see him on this earth reigning. You don't see that yet. I don't see it. He's not in Jerusalem just yet. He's not in Jerusalem just yet. He's not on this earth yet. The Torah is not completed and it's not done away with. But the Torah is the word of Yud-He-Wah-He. So friends, I'm here to tell you, do not listen to people when they say that Torah is done away with. It is not done away with, friends. Don't listen to people. Don't listen to man. Listen to Yud-He-Wah-He. He loves you. He cares for you. And he wants you to be part of his kingdom. May Yud-He-Wah-He bless you and keep you. May Yud-He-Wah-He make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May Yud-He-Wah-He lift up his countenance upon you and give you shalom.